Hello, welcome to another video. So as you can see, I already have the majority of my base makeup on. I have foundation, concealer, eyebrows, eye primer, and also contour on already. And today I made an Instagram post about it a while back. I was totally not expecting it, but the Star Wars and Pat McGrath collection actually did end up arriving at Sephora, and that gave me a chance to pick up two shades of the eye pigments, the two that I wanted the most, because they did sell out. Apparently, I woke up late, so I missed it completely, but apparently they did sell out pretty much within the first 15 to 20 minutes, so it's not like I really would have gotten them anyways. But I really wanted to use a look where I use both Falcon Noir and Smuggler's Spice. I have a love-hate relationship with Rise of Skywalker. We won't talk about it anymore. So Smuggler's Spice is the pink to gold shade that I'm always looking for a good one. But then the other one I got was Falcon Noir, which is the one I definitely also wanted. I used my Rouge Reward gift card, so go me. Instead of using the Pat McGrath Quince, I'm actually going to go ahead and use the Flower Nose palettes from the chocolate shop. I've already used Young Shepherdess a couple times, and I am in love with this palette. So today, for the first time, I'm going to use the Nutcracker, and if this is consistent with Young Shepherdess, which I fully expect it to be, then I will be able to put in a very good word for this collection. So I'm gonna get started with that. So I'm gonna use mattes from this, and then I'm gonna go in with these two pigments. I'm hoping to do a smoky look today so I can incorporate both. I'm gonna go ahead and go in with this warm shade right here, and this is gonna kind of be the starting shade I use. So yeah, I'm just establishing this kind of, if I had a crease, this is where I'm putting it because I'm going to be putting shimmer all over the lid. I want to make sure that the shimmer has a matte to blend out into, but I'm going to lay the matte down first. So yeah, I'm gonna just start with that, and now I'm going to go into Smuggler's Spice. So here's what it looks like, and it does feel actually quite firm. It doesn't feel creamy, it feels very firm. So honestly, it just feels like a powder. It just feels like a really thick powder. Anyways, here it is on the finger. So one thing about Mothership 7 that really disappointed me was that the duochrome looked so vivid in the pan and on the finger, but when I put it on my eyes, I felt like it really was really weak. So I'm hoping we don't get a repeat of that with this. And I don't know if it's just like, is just the nature of this shift inherent that you're not going to be able to see it? Like, is this something that like my friends will see it and I won't? Or is it just the nature of these colors? I don't know. Alright, so that's what it looks like on my eyes. It is not as foiled as you would think a cream metallic shadow would be. So I'm just gonna pile on another layer. I do feel like though, with this shadow being so dry feeling in the pot and not actually creamy at all, it will last a really long time before it potentially could dry out if it does. But that's what it looks like, and I mean, I can see the shift, but it is actually not as shiny as I thought it would be. At least I didn't pay for these. Yeah, this is honestly just giving me flashbacks to Mothership 7 Divine Rose, and not in a good way. It could be that maybe on like a darker base it might show up more, I'm not sure. Like maybe the eye look is too light, but like it's just not shiny. I thought it would be more foiled. Like she was advertising it as a really foiled cream shadow. Okay, well I'm gonna take a brush now. It picks up honestly just like a powder. Like it picks up on my brush like a powder. It just feels like a very, very densely pressed powder shadow. But yeah, it feels so dry. Like there's no creaminess to it at all. It just basically applies like a powder. So it's just, I don't know what the point of this formula is. Okay, well, we are not off to the greatest of starts here, and I do kind of like first impressions because of this reason that you can see my reactions to things, but I'm gonna go into Falcon Noir now because I want to add some depth to this look. So I'm just gonna keep using a brush because I need the precision. I want to see if I can turn this into like a smoky eye. See, I don't mind this shade being less shiny because it is so dark that if it were too shiny, it would look lighter than it actually is because it would catch the light. So this shade not being as shiny and also being dark is not really a bad thing. I will say it is nice and easy for me to layer these on top of each other. That's really cool. It's not like emphasizing my texture. It's not drying on my eyelids. I'm not sure if these sold out on Sephora yet or not. Right now, my assessment would be to get Falcon Noir, and that you would probably be better served getting her darker colors because the lighter colors I'm gonna start putting this on the lower lash line as well. Okay, yeah, Falcon Noir. I like this. This is a shade where if I had bought it with my own money, I would not be disappointed. This is so powdery that if you're not careful, I could totally see somebody getting fallout. So these really aren't cream shadows at all. Now, whether that's a good thing or a bad thing is gonna be completely up to you, I think. Like, I feel like we kind of all know at this point that her swatches are super photoshopped. Even her video ones are run through an extremely strong filter to make them look a lot more intense than they are. But the disparity between the swatches for Smuggler's Spice and what I'm seeing on my eye is just insane. So I'm not happy with Smuggler Spice. But yeah, this is gonna be the eye look. So I do really like how the eye look turned out, and I do really like how elongated my eyes look. Just like a really, it's like not super smoky. It's just like pulled out at the end like a cat eye look. I love that. I need to find a shade that will give me what I want up here. So I'm gonna enhance this look with a single from my collection. And so just for those who are curious, the current shade I would say is the closest rose gold dream shade that is in my collection. Is going to, just for those who are like, well, if you have found a rose gold duochrome or multichrome or whatever, which one would you recommend? Currently the best one I found is Antares from TERRA Moons. Their formula of metallics and multichromes and duochromes is just, I feel like it's just bar none, even when talking about high-end brands. So I'm going to go in with Antares to add the pizzazz I'm looking for. And I'm just going to very lightly tap over this so that I can get the intensity that I wanted out of that shade. So we're just gonna cover up that Pat McGrath shade with something better. I think you can pretty much immediately see the difference. So I will of course continue to play around with these formulas, and if I have anything to update, I will. But for the time being, Antares is like the better one. So if you are looking at Smuggler Spice because of the rose goldness, I would say don't buy it and go get TERRA Moons Antares. They have rolling pre-orders open. They're very clear about when things ship. This is going to be what my eye look is looking like now. So I'm going to go back into my Flower Nose palette to find an inner corner shade, and I'm going to, now Flower Nose's shimmers are like sparkles. It's that very classic Douyin Korean kind of trendy sparkly eyeshadow. It's almost like a topper. It is beyond this world beautiful, so I'm gonna be going into this color here. So I'm gonna have this be my inner corner shade, and I'm very excited to see Flower Nose continue to grow as a brand. Like, if I had to pick one brand where ending up on their PR list would be my dream come true, it would be honestly Flower Nose. So pretty. And then I'm going to take the golden shimmer, so it's the other shimmer in this palette. I'm going to take this on the lower lash line, and these pick up really well on a brush or on a finger. And it's like, it's not like chunky or gritty, it's like it's eye safe and everything too, so that's nice. And so you can see how laying down that matte earlier was really helpful because it gave Falcon Noir and Smuggler Spice and Antares something to blend into. So you can barely see the shade at this point, but it still acted kind of as the foundation that I laid everything else on top of. So particularly right here, you can see how it blended into the Falcon Noir. This is going to be my completed eye look using these products. I am very sorry that I ended up just pretending I never used Smuggler Spice, but we are putting that out of our heads. And I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of my makeup off camera, and then I'll be back. We can just end the video, sum up the look, end the video. Okay, so I finished off my makeup, and I just have my hair up because it's not presentable today. But here is everything. So I decided to really lean into the smoky eye with as close to a nude lip as you will ever see me. This is pretty much the lightest I'm willing to let my lips get before I just feel like I look dead. So I used more Pat McGrath and Flower Nose on the rest of my face plus some other things, so I'll just quickly go over what I used. So before I even started filming, I used the face palette from Flower Nose to contour. I kind of like to mix these two shades together. I really wish this pan was bigger and this pan was smaller. And then for my blush, I bought two blushes from the Chocolate Shop collection, so I used one already. So this is the one I hadn't used yet, which is Antique Doll. And I think these are way more pigmented than the other ones have been in the past. Really pretty blush. I used it rather lightly today, and I really like how it's so mattifying. It almost kind of blurs the skin, which is something that is very common with Asian blushes, so I really appreciate it. And then for highlighter, I used this highlighter towards the back, the limited edition the Vine Rose one. I feel like this one's honestly kind of just okay. Either that or you really have to make sure your skin is tackier before you put it on. My skin already has been mattified several times over, so I probably should have put on some setting spray before putting this on. So, but that's why it kind of looks more subtle than normal. It's probably just because it didn't really have anything to stick to. And similarly, I did my nose, chin, and the inside of my cheeks using the Incandescent Gold. And again, it's a little bit more subtle than normal, mostly just because my skin is already quite matte. So I've been trying to get into the habit of using setting spray before highlighter, and sometimes I just, like this time, I just evidently forget. I do have false lashes on today. My lash lift is starting to go down, so we're in that phase where my lashes look kind of messy. So they are Love and Light is a really beautiful pair, my favorite lately. And then for lips, I used Adobe as my base all over shade, and this is really the lightest lip shade in my collection I'm willing to use. And then just to contour, especially on the corners of my lips so my lips don't look so short, I used TERRA, which is right here, and this is the Kaleidos Lip Clay formula. This is gonna end the video here. As you can tell, really pretty fun look. Not super like out of my comfort zone, but definitely really pretty. I had a lot of fun making it. Not so much with Smuggler's Spice, but Falcon Noir I genuinely enjoyed using and having, and I do wholeheartedly recommend Falcon Noir, but Smuggler's Spice, I think if it's not already sold out, you should stay away from it. And personally, if I could go back and change which two I picked, knowing what I know now about the formula, I would have not gotten Smuggler's Spice. I would have gotten Extra Galactic Gold and Falcon Noir. I feel like the Extra Galactic Gold, because it's a darker bronzed gold, would again look really beautiful, be a gorgeous one and done smoky shade. Same with Falcon Noir. And in the meantime, if you are asking yourself, well, where can I find a pink rose gold shade that is beautiful, then as of right now the best one I have found has been Antares from TERRA Moons. I am looking forward to trying more indie brands this year and going through my collection and looking for more rose gold shades. I have some from like Pastel Roses and Touch of Glam, etc. that I'm really eyeing, and a couple of ones from like the new Cleonate stuff. So in the meantime, I'm gonna end this video here. Please let me know what you thought about this look, what you think about these Star Wars pigments. I will be filming with the quints as soon as I can. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this quick little video, and I will hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye!